Hi, Anna. Timo here, Thomas Morgan. Nice to speak with you just a minute ago. I'm going to send this to Nirvan also, but basically wanted to show, I'm going to start at the globe that you and I started at with the basins, with the bioregions that obviously not states or countries. That's the Missouri Basin, that's the Ohio Basin. If we go down here, this is the Magdalena Basin where Barachara is, where Joe Brewer's project, the Earth Regenerators are. But just wanted to tie this into the Instagram example you used. And I want to shift the conversation about our previous grant or my previous into what basins with this dApp and app. And so I just want to just quickly show it to you for discussion purposes and would love to wrap on how we could work together and how this would benefit Climate Collective. But here's the mock-up, similar to what I just showed you, but we are building the dApp around three things: place, purpose, and people. So place obviously is latitude and longitude. Purpose are things that you're interested in, like what's a common, like what are you interested in that I'm interested in? You and I talked about Sweden and Norway and Maine. Maybe we're interested in carbon, right? Or climate or biodiversity or housing, whatever that might be, that's purpose. And then people obviously are us, individuals. We are non-fungible. All these things are non-fungible: purpose, place, and people. And so that's our thesis, and we're building our app around that. And the way we're storing value and transacting value, it does have a real estate play, which we can get into later. And that's the overall thesis of how we move agnostic and indifferent capital into climate. But this is what we're building at the front end to then move that capital to the climate, carbon, and nature or projects. But this view right here is place. These would be individual basin projects or dot basin tokens. They're NFTs. And then you have purpose, which we're working at on these different graphing visualization mechanisms of like, how is purpose tied to people and to place? So this is just a different way to visualize it. And then people, same thing. Like, how, again, are people tied to place and purpose? Three different ways to visualize it. It's all interlinked, all intertwined. But if we go back to place, we click on one of the places, basically every basin token NFT has a domain name. It looks like a domain name, but it's actually a token, NFT. So this is Amazon.basin, this is nature.basin, rights of nature, biodiversity.basin is purpose. And then you can keep clicking through, and here's a person: Blake.basin, Nirvan.basin, Anna.basin, etc. And I can get into the details later, but this is the app we're building. And using that example, this is using Uber's H3 geolocation. So this latitude and longitude down here, it's put into this hex data, and this token can be located on a map. And this is actually the El Salto del Mico, which is right near Barachara, the ecoversity. It's in the Magdalena watershed that I showed you up here. So it's right about here on the map. But basically, this is all on-chain data. So it shows which wallet address it's on. All this is open source. It gives just some basic information about it. But what's cool about what we're doing is basically creating endowments and bank accounts or trust accounts for every single place or purpose or person on Earth, if people wanted to. And so like this place, for example, El Salto del Mico, Joe Brewer gave it to me, turned us on to it, but there's so much data, right, around Salto del Mico. Like this is the Instagram example. Look at all these amazing pictures. And if you start to tie this stuff in to what we're doing, in this token, for example, like we're combining these views, but this is the inside of that token. So this is the same location. So B2, 1B, this view will be over here at some point, but inside this token, Salto del Mico is 5 DAI was earning almost 1% yesterday, but Aave has gone down. But Aave is baked into this token. I put 1 ton of carbon in it. We put 2 regen tokens in it already. And we can start to also put any type of NFT inside this location. And this can go, same thing, like it can go like inside Blake's Basin. She can have 2 DAI, 250 CRK tokens, any type of NFTs. And then same with Roaring Fork Basin. This is the basin I'm in. This is a place. Same thing. It can have money inside. You can tend it to people. You can hold it. Hold is the perpetual endowment. Tend is like the action, like the regenerative projects of like money being distributed to local on the ground climate, carbon, nature projects. But I just wanted to show that to you, and like I'd love to just keep developing it. All this is on Polygon. You can go to OpenSea And we have 300 something tokens minted already. We're selling some kind of joke ones here about like reputation repair, like Bear Stearns, Bernie Madoff, etc. But we can mint any type of token for any type of place, purpose, or people. And it's all open source, our GitHub. And this is the contract. We deployed on Polygon just because of gas prices and whatnot for now, but we can move some of this over to Celo. We can mirror it on Celo. We can mirror it Ethereum Layer 1 or Arbitrum or wherever. And ideally, we can do some stuff over in IBC as well with Regen and Juno. But thank you very much for your time. I would love to just continue the discussion of like how we could maybe we could get into this too. This is our climate finance mechanism that's mimicking the water cycle that goes through the basins. We're building. We do have a need for money. We're getting some pushback from investors just because of crypto and blockchain and whatnot. But as we discussed, everything we're doing that's going to be under the hood. Crypto, blockchain, Web3 under the hood. We're looking at using Magic Link to have just normal email sign-ons up front, non-custodial wallets where people don't even know they're really acting with crypto per se. They just log on with Twitter or LinkedIn or whatnot, and they don't even know that Web3 is under the hood. So would love more support, if possible, from Climate Collective. We're building something tangible, and we're willing to do what it takes to get this mainstream. And as discussed, our main focus is who holds the risk, like going basin to basin, and who are the universal asset owners or the risk holders in each basin. Yeah, it looks like we're building a consumer-facing crypto product, but what we're building is a risk reduction, institutional and grade investment product. Swiss Re, the big banks, the high net worth investors, the BlackRocks, the Blackstones, the communities, the governments, the sovereign wealth funds, whatnot. And that's who our target market is. And we're building the infrastructure to get that capital deployed locally. So basin by basin, property by property. So thank you.